Hi friends, today we are discussing about Informatica interview questions. Now we go from the bottom onwards this interview question. So what is a predefined event? So in that we have two questions that are what is the nature of predefined event? A predefined event is characterized as a file watch event. So a predefined event is nothing but it is a file watch event, specially designed to monitor and respond to the presence of a particular file. So in the predefined event, we have to characterize as is a file watch event. Especially, it is designed to monitor and respond to the presence of a particular file. Okay. What is the trigger for a predefined event? A predefined event is triggered by the arrival of a specific file in a specific location. So the predefined event, we are giving a file watch event. So when we go to that predefined event, when the file watcher will come, will arrive on a specific file in a specific location, which the predefined event he will trigger. Next, what is a user-defined event? In that, we're having some questions that are user-defined events customizable? Yes. User-defined events can be customized to suit different needs and requirements. So means here the user-defined events is customized and also suits for different needs and requirements. Next question. Can you provide more details on the flow of tasks in a user-defined event? So here the flow of tasks in a user-defined event refers to a specific of actions or steps that need to be accomplished within the workflow. So here we see this question. Here it is asking, can you provide more details on the flow of task, how the flow is going in the task in a user-defined event. So in the flow of task, a user-defined event which refers to a sequence of actions. Actions means step-by-step actions or steps. Sequence of actions or steps that need to be accomplished within the workflow. It only accomplished in the workflow only. How can user-defined events be raised? So yeah, the user-defined events can be raised as per the requirements. So depending on the requirements, the user-defined events can be raised by using the file watcher like that. How can user-defined events be developed? The user-defined events can be developed according to specific requirements. Means when some file is arrived, we have to raise that event. Then it will go to some other location and it will execute remaining part of that location. So like that, user-defined events can be developed according to specific requirements only. What is the nature of a user-defined event? A user-defined event is a flow of tasks in the workflow, like discussed here. When the user-defined event is raised, it will go to some another workflow, and there it will execute the flow of tasks. It's called as user-defined nature of the user-defined event. In Informatica Workflow Manager, how many repositories can be created? So here we see here in Informatica Workflow Manager, the number of repositories that can be created depends on the required number of ports. How many ports we are using, depending on that, we will create the number of repositories. In general, there is no specific limit in this for the creating a repository on the number of repositories that can be created. This means that any number of repositories can be created based on the needs of the requirements of the user. Suppose the user is having needs of four repositories, two repositories. It will be depending on the project we can develop. There is no limitations. There is no specific number is created for that to create the repositories. How do pre-session and post-session shell commands function? So it is very important thing we see here one by one. The pre-session and post-session shell commands are used in session tasks. See, he will having the pre-session and post-session thing that can be used in the session task and to perform specific actions before and after the execution of the task. These commands can be run as pre-session commands, post-session success command, or post-session failure command. And depending on the user requirements, we will use the pre-session and post-session commands. When used as a pre-session command, the shell command is executed before the session task begins. So whenever the session task is begins, that pre-session command will be executed, and this allows user to perform any necessary setup of configurations task before the main task execution. For example, we are having a pre-session shell command could be used to create temporary tables, set environment variables, or perform any other actions required to prepare the environment for the session task. There we use the pre-session shell commands. The post-session shell commands will use, on the other hand, it executed after the session task is completed. They can be further categorized as post-session success commands and post-session failure commands. So in the post-session success command is executed only if the session task is completed successfully only, while a post-session failure command is executed in case of any failure occurs during the task execution. These shell commands are flexible and can be customized based on specific use cases. Users have the ability to change or alter the application of pre-session and post-session shell commands to meet their specific requirements. This allows for greater control and flexibility in managing the task and automatic related processes. In summary, pre-session and post-session shell commands provide user the ability to execute specific commands before or after the execution of the session task. They offer a way to configure, set up, or clean up the environment and can be used to automate additional actions based on the success or failure of the session task. Here we are having pre-session and post-session command. The pre-session can be executed before the task is completed. Post-session commands is executed after the task is completed. In the post-session, we are having success, session success or session failure. When the session is success, it is going to executed. Session failure that can be executed. Okay, these are things we are having in the pre-session and post-session. How can we update a record in the target table without using update strategy, which is very important. So to update the record in the target table without using update strategy in Informatica, follow these steps. First one is define the key in the target table at Informatica level. Means it identify the field that serves as a primary key in the target table. This key will be used to uniquely identify the records in the table. Okay, first we have to define the key in the target table at the Informatica level. Understood? Which is acted as a primary key in the target table. Next we do connect the key and the field to update in the mapping target. Okay, in the mapping, create a connection between the primary key fields. The field that needs to be updated and the target table. For example, if you want to update the customer address field, connect the primary key field and the customer address field. Connect the key and the field to update in the mapping target. In the mapping, create a connection between the primary key field and the field that needs to be updated in the target table. For example, if you want to update a customer address field, connect the primary key field as a customer address field. Next, third one is set the target property to update as update and check the update checkbox. In the target property option, we are having update as update. In this session properties, configure the target table with properties update as update and check the update checkbox is enabled or not. This ensures that the mapping updates the desired field in the target table instead of performing an insert or delete. For illustration purpose, let's consider the target table called customer with fields such as customer ID and customer name and customer address. To update the customer address without using update strategy, define the customer ID as a primary key at the Informatica level. Then create the mapping that customer ID field with the customer address field. Finally, in the session properties, set up the target table as update as update. Then check the update checkbox. By the following these steps, the mapping will be updated. Customer address field are all matching customer IDs in the target table without relying on the update strategy transformation. We have to keep in mind that we have to create a primary key at the mapping level, and we put in the target as update and check the update checkbox also. Next one. Okay. Mm, this one is very important. How can we access repository reports without SQL or other transformations? So to access repository reports without relying on SQL or other transformations, one approach is utilized with that is metadata reporter. Metadata reporter. This method allows user to directly retrieve the repository reports. The metadata reporter, what is do? It allows users to directly retrieve the repository reports through a web application, eliminating the need for any SQL queries or additional data transformations. By leveraging the capabilities of the metadata reporter, users can effortlessly access and retrieve the desired reports from the repository without any intermediary steps or complex data manipulation. So we have to keep in mind that without SQL, we have to one approach is there, that is utilize a metadata reporter. The metadata report allows the user directly retrieve the repository through a web application and eliminating the need for the SQL queries. Metadata reporter. Yes. How can we create indexes after completing the load process? As you know, how to create. That is, after completing the load process, indexes can be created using the command task at the session level. The session level, we put a command task and we create a indexes. This task allows for the creation of indexes in seamless manner by specifying the appropriate command and parameters. The indexing procedure can be efficiently executed. This ensures that necessary indexes are created, enabling faster data retrieval and improved query performance. So by creating the indexes, we enable the faster data retrieval and improved query performance. Okay, thank you. We see another interview questions later. Thank you. Thank you very much.